I'm from St. Pete, born and raised. Tropical Shores, Lake McGorry Shores. That's my neighborhood. Um, so I went to school for international business, and I moved back here to St. Pete. I became a cosmetologist, and I opened up a salon and fitness studio on 22nd Street. That was my first business. I've been a serial entrepreneur / employee since then. So I've had a clothing store, an ice cream parlor, 2 restaurants. I'm known for cooking. And during the pandemic, it came to my attention that our infrastructure was very fragile and that we were dependent on the government if everything went down, right? So we're in hurricane season now. That kind of reminds us, because if everything shuts down except for the grocery store, my question was, well, what happened if the grocery store shut down? What would we do? So I thought, back in the day when I was young, they had like markets on 16th Street, and they were really enjoyable. You know, people would sing, people would sell stuff. And so I was like, we need to bring that back to the South Side. And I also realized that during the pandemic, the entire South St. Pete, which just so happens to be our community, became food insecure. That means that we don't have access to nutritious foods. Essentially, they call it a food desert, okay, or a food apartheid. It's another expression of systematic oppression in that our choices are being made for us if everything around you is unhealthy, right? If everything is far away from you or expensive or inconvenient. For example, if you go to the north side, you can have like a variety. You can get any ethnicity of food. You can get healthy options pretty much on any corner. It's no coincidence that we just have a lot of liquor stores, fried food, pork, beef, and things of that nature. So basically, I was like, also, a lot of these businesses in our community, they extract our money, as in $1 million leaves the community that I'm in every month, and it doesn't come back. They don't reinvest in us, okay? They don't do things for us with us. So my thing was, there's a lot of talent in our area. People are always selling stuff on the low, right? On Facebook, you'll see people selling plates, clothes, whatever you can think of. So I was like, hey, let me start this market for people who don't feel confident to put themselves out there, and then we help each other as a group to get legit, right? Because we don't want to get caught up doing some illegal selling of food and somebody tells on you. You want to get your licenses and your business started and everything like that. So I've been doing that for about 4 years. I started, you guys know, you heard of the Catalyst before? So near there, there was a black-owned mechanic shop. I started right in front of there, and we've always done like open mic and karaoke's and tried to have like a variety of food options. A lot of like vegan options, different cultures, artists doing like painting, people singing, dancing, fitness classes, that whole shebang. And then I was like, it'd be really cool in the future if we could grow the things that we use in our all natural products, like having like a community garden. So I was using the city lot that's now like the Deuces Pavilion. We're on both sides of the street there. And I didn't have the ability to actually start a garden there. So I moved down the street to Johnny Ruth Health Cart Clinic. You guys familiar? A little bit of history is that it used to be the Black Hospital. So if you were Black and you were born in St. Pete back in the day, you were born at Mercy Hospital. And my grandma used to be a nurse there. So there's a lot of history with my family on the Deuces. So basically, right across the street there, I just started off with like 5 trees that were all donated. And I used to like fill up gallons of water at home and just water it every day. That transformed to now there's like about 100 different edible fruit trees and plants there. And we have garden beds. The garden beds are special for the kids. That's called Deuce's Youth Garden. And it's a food forest called the Deuce's Food Forest. So basically now we've got, at one point I had a shallow well, so we dug in the ground to get water for free. So it's sustainable, because we're about being sustainable and resilient. I used to pump 55 times into a 5-gallon tub and water like that. So it's really been like a labor of love. Then I had water totes that people would fill up with trucks. That was like a 3-hour process. We also have a wellness center where we do youth programs and activities. So actually my first gardening summer camp was held there, where we learned about worm farming, which is a new thing that I've taken on. So there's a business you can actually have where you take your food scraps, instead of contributing to the waste by just throwing food in the trash can, you can take like your fruits and veggies and feed them to the worms, and their worm poop will turn into good soil so you can grow your own fruits and vegetables. It's also a way to save money and make your own products, like cut down, because obviously the cost of living has gone up, right? Everything's like doubled, right? So the more that we can make on our own and do on our own, the better off we'll be. So you can literally go to my food forest now and do what we call forage. And foraging is basically when you know a plant is edible and you're able to just eat it, like different leaves and flowers. And so yeah, basically the point is to grow our own food so we're not dependent on the grocery store, and also, you know, be connected with our community and learn how to be entrepreneurs, self-sufficient, right? Because jobs, although they seem stable, they'll get rid of you in a hot second like nothing happened. Then what you gonna do, right? So you gotta have other opportunities to make money. So I'll give you a testimonial. A couple of my vendors, one, she started off at the market way back when. Now she has her own brick and mortar, and her products are sold, you know, all over the city as well as the world. And she makes like sea moss, all sorts of natural tinctures and things of that nature. And I have another vendor, she does soul food. Everybody loves her food. They come from far and wide. And she lost her job, and now she's selling all over the city. She's booked and busy. She doesn't have time to work a job anymore. So that is the kind of thing that we like to promote, and it starts with the youth. If the youth know how to grow their own food, then they're connected to it to want to eat the healthy food, right? Because a lot of kids don't want to eat healthy food, so we get them what they want, the fast food and everything like that. But it has forever chemicals in it. The food doesn't break down in their stomachs properly. It causes preventable diseases. So people's life expectancy is going down dramatically, and we're seeing, you know, massive effects even in our children, because these unhealthy habits, they're no joke. And it's expensive to be unhealthy, because if you don't pay for it in exercising and eating right, you'll pay for it in doctor's visits and surgeries and pills. So my thing is, let's get grounded, let's get our hands back in the soil, let's become entrepreneurs and make money off of, you know, the things that God has already blessed us with, and live healthier, more fruitful lives. So I invite you guys out to, I do events every month. Today I'll be having 4 to 7. There'll be an opportunity for you guys to come out. So the lot was like totally trashed when I first got it. It's my parents' lot. They weren't doing anything with it, and I was like, can I use it? There will be affordable housing on it in the future, so there'll be a built-in community for it, but they allowed me to use the perimeter. So what we had to do was clean up the lot, because there was like broken glass. You know, in our communities, there's a lot of littering. And my thing is, I think that that's like a result of depression, right? Because why would you just want to just trash your own neighborhood? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of internal struggles going on with that. So I partnered with a group called Keep Pinellas Beautiful. They provide all of the things that we need. So I've got vests so no one runs you over in the street, trash pickers, gloves, education, because for instance, something small like a cigarette butt takes 100 years to degrade. So it's really important that we clean up our communities. Also because our storm drains. So when we had that flooding recently, you've seen flooding all over in different places. A lot of that time is because of pollution. If the storm drains are clogged up with pollution, it's gonna flood in your community and then your house and things of that nature. So the more we clean up, the better. And I've got gifts for everybody who participates. I'll be giving away school supplies, books, toys, and if you participate in the cleanup, you'll also get a Keep Pinellas Beautiful t-shirt and Chick-fil-A gift cards. So thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
I'm gonna ask some questions. Anybody got any questions for Mona?
Yes.
What kind of fruit do you have?
I have papaya, guava, pineapple, fig, peach, plum, Barbados cherry, Jamaican cherry, banana. Yeah.
And yuca's not a fruit, but you have yuca?
I've got, yucca, also known as cassava, pigeon peas. I got moringa, which is like a superfood, mulberries, curry. I've got ginger, turmeric, peanuts, beets, sunflowers that are also edible. So yeah, got lots of goodies. Yeah. And you can find me on Facebook. I'm Ramona Rica, or on Instagram it's Natural Vanity. And then you can look up the market. It's Sunshine Fresh Market. We just ask for like a $22 donation if you want to set up as a vendor, but it's not required. And we work as a community to help each other just get better and better each time. Also, I do tutoring. I'm a teacher. If anybody needs any help.
What grades you specialize in? Ages or?
I specialize in middle grades 5 through 9, but I teach all grades, all ages, all subjects. Yep. And anything else I missed? Yep, I'm mobile chef, cosmetologist, and real estate agent. So I'm here for you in multiple ways. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.